This is Land of Havilah, 2 Chronicles 27. In review of King Uzziah in the last chapter, he generally committed himself to Yahweh and was greatly prosperous, but after a while he got puffed up. He trespassed by entering the temple to burn incense. Yahweh struck him with leprosy. He had to isolate himself after that, and his son Jotham took over his duties. So it was no surprise that when Uzziah died at the age of 67, Jotham took his place. Verse 1. Jotham was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Jerusha, the daughter of Zadok. Comment, he has a head start on establishing himself because he was already experienced, but even more valuable than experience, verse 2. He did that which was right in Yahweh's eyes, according to all that his father Uzziah had done. However, he didn't enter into the temple. Comment, Jotham would have to be pretty dull to enter the temple and burn incense. The new king did right, but still in verse 2, the people still acted corruptly. Comment from 2 Kings 15:35, quote, the people still sacrificed and burned incense on the high places, end quote. It's not clear whether they were sacrificing and burning incense to Yahweh or to other gods, but either way it violated the law of Moses. Yahweh only should be served. The temple in Jerusalem was the place to bring all sacrifices and obligations, and no one should burn incense to him but the priests. Numbers 16:40 and Deuteronomy 12:1-14. As to Jotham's accomplishments, verse 3, he built the upper gate of Yahweh's house, and he built much on the wall of Ophel. Moreover, he built cities in the hill country of Judah, and in the forest he built fortresses and towers. He also fought with the king of the children of Ammon, and prevailed against them. The children of Ammon gave him the same year 100 talents of silver, 10,000 cores of wheat, and 10,000 cores of barley. The children of Ammon also gave that much to him in the second year and in the third. Comment, in verse 3, Ophel is a section of Jerusalem that seems to be on the ridge that runs southward from the Temple Mount. Jotham improved the wall in that area. In verse 5, Jotham defeated the Ammonites, converting the silver, wheat, and barley he levied from them into modern equivalents. Over a 3-year period of time, the Ammonites brought him at least $7 million worth of silver, 150 tanker trucks of wheat, and 150 tanker trucks of barley. Verse 6, so Jotham became mighty because he ordered his ways before Yahweh his God. Now the rest of the acts of Jotham, and all his wars and his ways, behold, they're written in the book of the kings of Israel and Judah. Comment, 2 Kings mentions one additional fact about Jotham, that during his reign, Yahweh began to send Israelite king Pekah and Syrian king Rezin against Judah. No other details available. Now the end of Jotham's life, verse 8. He was 25 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. Jotham slept with his fathers, and they buried him in David's city, and Ahaz, his son, reigned in his place. Comment, Yahweh made him generally successful, but didn't give him long life. In verse 8, if we do the math, he died at the age of 41. The prophet Isaiah was active all through Jotham's reign. Maybe he was thinking about Jotham when he wrote about the righteous dying young, and that no one considers or takes to heart that, quote, the righteous is taken away from evil, Isaiah 57:1. The translation of it varies, but it seems to be saying no one ever thinks about the fact that when Yahweh takes a person early, it spares him a lot of trouble, or it spares him from some negative thing that's about to happen. 2 Chronicles 28 is next.